But yeah, here, just the savagery of this battery is... Whew! Alright, guys. Okay, this is in English. Maybe I'll just do like kind of a King's Indian setup. I never really know how to play against the English. I mean, I could go here and it's basically like Sicilian Dragon. I guess I'll do this. This is the... Can't really go here. It's going to be uncomfortable for where to place my queen. Because of these knights. I guess I can go here now. Before I did a6, they had like... Well, they still have some jumps, but... Ooh, I can't move the pawn either because the rook is hanging, but I can go here now. Rooks might go like here. Okay, if the queen's gonna live there, I'm gonna X-ray the queen. They get rid of my good bishop, but it's fine. All right, let's just push. It feels good intuitively, especially with the rook. Ooh, but I need to be careful that my queen doesn't get targeted. I might have messed up here, but we'll see. They can't take because of the pin on the queen. Yeah, this just feels good intuitively. I need to watch out for this rook hanging in the end. Let's just trade, actually. So now this is weaker because one of these has to leave the file. Takes. Okay, I think we can take... Oh, wait, we could also take just the pawn first. Ooh, let's do that. And this is still pinned. The knight is pinned. Although it can jump and hit my queen, so then what do we do? Oh, you have a check, okay. Okay, let's block. I don't love this, but ooh, and we have the X-ray for the mate. Okay, so they have to go, I think they have to go there. What do we do? Oh, and then do we have like rook in and then we can sack the rook and then mate? Ooh, man. I feel like that's... Oh, well, they could go... What if they go queen here, counter-attacking us? What do we do? I guess we take... Oh, they resigned. Wow. I don't know if that was... I mean, it is hard to find a solution there, but... Yeah, I guess if they go here, we can take with the bishop, and then we're threatening mate, so they don't have time to take our rook. Let's just look at that in the analysis here. So yeah, everything here, you know, main principles, guys, develop the pieces, get castled. This move is very common in Sicilian to prevent these knights from jumping in. So yeah, we had it, you know, it was a little tricky to untangle here. You know, how am I can't move the pawn because of the bishop. So it's like, how am I going to develop this? You don't really want to go here. They're going to take and double your pawns. Same thing here. They can take, and you know, it's a little tricky. I can't develop right away because they take, I take, and then they win a pawn. So, you know, but we figured it out. Oh, and actually in this position, you can also sometimes drop the bishop back to h8. If the rook is still here, you can't do that because it's kind of a pin. But here in this position, you can also drop back and maintain your good bishop for the whole game if you want. Yeah, this is the move I think that kind of won me the game. I wondered if they play f4. Yeah, actually computer says f4 is it's the third move they recommend. Because then I can't stay like in my, you know, perfect spot. It's hard to figure out where I go. But anyway, so let's look at in the game. So yeah, this was a good move by the opponent to try to, you know, hold on to this pawn. But yeah, I guess you can't. I think they should have taken with the pawn. I mean, taking with the knight just feels wrong because like you're walking into this pin. So I think that was the crucial game-defining mistake for my opponent there. And yeah, like the computer doesn't like that. So yeah, computer says top move is pawn takes pawn. Ooh, f4 is also one of the top moves as well. Interesting. All right, guys, and before we continue, there's actually a move here that I didn't consider in the video, but maybe some of you guys saw it. So there's a move in this position that makes it seem like we can win this knight right away. So what would that move be for black? So the move I'm thinking of is pawn to e6 because the knight is pinned by our rook, and they don't have any checks or anything. So if they move, we're going to win the queen. So it seems like we're just going to win the knight. So if you saw this in the game, great job, great eye. However, apparently for very complex reasons and some nice defenses by white, it's not so complicated. This is still good, but what happened in the game was actually better. So why don't you pause? What's the best move here for white? How can they somehow undo this problem? So the top move is queen to f4. And the crucial thing here is that our queen is hanging. So we can't take their knight, otherwise they take our queen for free. And if we take their queen, they recapture with the knight, and all of a sudden they've basically solved the problem. It's still good because now we're going to win this pawn. We have two attackers on this. So, you know, things are still good here, but not quite as good as in the game. You know, we still had the opportunity to play this later on. So after we play takes, you could think, okay, maybe now's the time to play e6. Actually, now it's even worse or even not as good, and you can see the eval bar. So now, why don't you pause again? See what would white play here to undo this problem? So, so queen f4 is still an option, but there's a better option. So the best move is queen to c3. Queen to c3, exploiting the same problem that our queen is undefended. If we trade, then their knight leaves danger, and they're now defending their pawn, so we aren't winning this anymore. So some really complex reasons here, but yeah, so I should have considered this move in the game. It just didn't occur to me. But I think in retrospect, I like my line the best, where we take the rook for simplicity, and then we take this pawn, which was the top move. And top move here, they say rook takes is fine, but top move was knight takes immediately. But I like rook takes, though, in the context of this blitz game, because it's like you're distracting a piece from this file. I also think they probably should have taken with the queen there to get rid of this pin. So, you know, just compounding the errors kind of, because yeah, once I take here, oh man, this is just savage. Like, because this knight, so we're pinning the knight to the queen. The knight doesn't have any checks or anything. you know, because sometimes it'll be you can get out of trouble with a check. But to their credit, they did figure out a way to get a queen check in, so they did kind of save themselves. Okay, guys, and I forgot to show you. So you might be wondering in this position, why can't they go knight back to e3? Oh, and we had this mate. Oh man, I didn't even see that. Wow, did you guys see that? Let me know down in the comments. I thought our follow up was going to be rook here, and then like sack, and then mate them, right? So like, let's say they move the queen somewhere. We sacrifice, and then we get the checkmate. But yeah, we actually just have. So now, okay, now I understand why they resigned. Yeah, I guess rook e1 though. Yeah, that's what computer says as well. Rook e1 though to like defend this better. But man, crazy position, crazy. But yeah, here just the savagery of this battery is, whew. Man, all right, that was a good one. That was a good one. Okay, 1529. Let's do one more tonight, and we'll see if we can get a third win or a second win here tonight. Let's go.